Welcome to the field of Mauldin Mavericks. This is the official get ready to spot that ball. It's game time at Freeman Field.
Like you mentioned earlier, I mean, the big thing is going to be this. I'm really going to go with 3 keys here for Mauldin. I mean, the big thing here for offense, they're not going to have a lot of time to work with. The TL Hanna flex bone, the flex bone in general is an offensive setup that kills a lot of time, takes a lot of possession of the game. Mauldin's not going to have the most time. It's going to be a lot like Phil Press last week. I felt like they were having to have most time per week. It's going to be like that, so definitely will be like handling. Defensive wise, I mean, Jesse needs to have a big game. He's got to stop that dive back tonight. I mean, if that dive back's having a big game, it gives TFN too many options. It gives him kind of thing like commit extra players to that dive back, which then opens up for wingbacks to have big hitting runs. And then on top of that, Jaden Lucas and Aaron Bowens got to stay disciplined on their receivers. It's not you're not going to see many passes tonight. You're probably going to see somewhere around 10 or even less. But
Yeah. Last year, Trey Horn only threw for 3 passes, and they were all incomplete, featuring an interception.
I mean, it's very unlikely we see any passes tonight. But if Jaden Lucas and Aaron Bowens aren't disciplined tonight, you never know. They might. I mean, Hanna might pull the string on a play action pass, and that opens up for a big hitting play. If you're not careful, it's unlikely to happen. But it is important that Jaden Lucas and Aaron Bowens say this.
That's one thing that we read in the article is your defensive backs and your safeties need to stay engaged at all times. You know what? I trust them to do that.
Yeah, and TL Hanna's offense. Another thing I read in an article. I mean, we really read up on this flex bone. The big thing that they try to identify, it's assignment football defensive line. My guess is probably going to be Deuce Caldwell on a wing back, and it's probably going to be Jaden Wilson on a wing back. That's my guess. It could very well change, and it's going to change throughout the night. But TL Hanna has got to identify those assignments. They got to figure out who's on each wing back, and they've got to sell out to block that guy. Because once that guy's blocked, once he's taken out of the play, it opens up the big plays. And not necessarily the big plays, the 4 or 5 yard plays that they're just going to stack and stack and stack. And that's how this offense works. It's not a big play offense. It's not. You're not going to go through a drive in 30 seconds. It's not built for 2-minute offense. It's 4 yard play after 4 yard play after 4 yard play after 4 yard play, just to keep those first downs racking up and just keep moving down the field and killing time. The point of this offense is not to put a lot of points on the board, make the other offense uncomfortable, to give them really no time to work with. Hanna's very good at doing that. Mauldin's defense has got to be able to keep these drives short.
Mauldin will be kicking off. TL Hanna receiving here to start off the game. Mauldin left to right across YouTube. The all orange here tonight. TL Hanna, the all white. Moving left. I haven't had this much energy for a second game of the season in quite a while because it's usually J.O. Man. No offense to J.O. Man, but
They're gonna have to play this one. But it's nice to get that second one on the board early because next week versus Greenville, I'm gonna be frank, it's gonna be a very tough game. It's a winnable game. I'm not gonna say it's not. It's gonna be a very tough game, and you do not in a 7-game season. You do not want to start off 0-3. The Mauldin team got to win this game because it's gonna be a very tough game.
that's your turn to TL Hanna Yellow Jackets.
JJ Hudson and Nick Carson back to receive for the Yellow
AJ
Jackets.
Hudson and Nick Carson.
TL Hanna's had a pretty good turnout over on the far side. TL Hanna with the nice black helmets and the all white jerseys, and Mauldin senior night going all orange. I love it.
Aiden Haynes to kick off for the Mavericks. Haynes, a righty, on the 40-yard line, sophomore. We look to get us underway here tonight. Up steps Haynes. And there he goes. We are underway here from Freeman Field straight to Nick Carson. He will take it from the 10, running up the middle. He has some room, but tackled by flying Jaden Lucas. TL Hanna will take over from about the 33-yard.
Man, the Jaden Lucas make that look easy. That's a big guy with a lot of momentum. And Carson there, and I mean Jaden Lucas, a very long guy, just flew from behind to get him down. That's a nice tackle there from Jaden Lucas. Something we've come to expect to see.
TL Hanna starts their drive at the 32-yard line.
And here comes that flex bone here. They're going to send one out wide. I believe it's Cam Johnson. As you see there, they got the quarterback under center, a fullback, and then a left and a right halfback. Hudson's going to get the handoff right here. And he can only rush for maybe one if they're being generous. That's a great defense there by, it looked like Jonathan Snyder.
Number 3, JJ.
Yeah,
Hudson
and that's a big thing.
TL Hanna.
Another thing I didn't mention at the top of the broadcast, a great way to set this flex punt offense. If you're able to get a lot of bodies on the ball, it takes away those big runs that you have to dreadfully avoid. If you can force 1-2 yard runs, you're doing a great job. That's exactly what Mauldin did on the first play of the game. They got to keep that up.
Trey Horn under center is going to give it to Hudson on the end around. He has some room on the outside. He's going to get the first down and more tackle around the 46-yard line. Excuse me, that was actually Cam Johnson on the right side of the halfback.
Handoff to number 8, Cameron Johnson.
Yeah, and the thing I noticed there, it was something I mentioned on the broadcast,
47-yard line.
the
First down,
assignment
TL
blocking.
Hanna.
They had 2 guys blocking Deuce Caldwell, and it was just one guy on Javen Wilson, but they did a very good job of holding those important blocks.
You know, one thing I'm seeing right now is Jaden Lucas looks to be the safety.
Yeah, he is.
In motion is Hudson.
That's probably what I
Horn
mentioned.
doesn't go for the snap.
That's what I would have mentioned earlier about how Jaden Lucas is ready for those. I mean, if they do decide to go over the top, Jaden Lucas is playing safety. It's not going to work out very well.
Horn under center. On the end around for Hudson. Excuse me, Johnson. Johnson will be tackled by Lucas after we gain.
Handoff to number 8, Cameron Johnson.
Yeah, and Deuce Caldwell didn't make the tackle there, but that play could have gone for a lot more if he wasn't able to grab that leg and slow him down. So very good play there from Deuce Caldwell on the defense. But I mean, after that first good stop by Mauldin, it looks like TL Hanna's kind of
Pick up with 8 yards on the play.
It's really tough
Brings
to
up
stop.
second down.
You just got to be patient as a defense, really.
Carson Batchelor comes in for Cam Johnson here. It's going to be here for the fullback, DJ Brownlee, and he could not get anything there. It was Jonathan Snipes. Nick Scott's helmet came off. Not Nick Scott. That was number 60, Tyreek McKinney.
Yeah, and
That's come to the side.
Number 24,
And again,
DJ
like I said,
Brownlee
that's the
carry.
dive back going straight up the middle. Those plays got to be stopped. If they're getting big gains on the dive backs, that's how you know you're in trouble.
So 3rd down and 2
Brings
here.
up 3rd down.
2 on the clock. And I send some guys wide, so no wing bone here. They're going to send 3 receivers left, 1 right on the left hash mark. Horn in the gun alongside. Looks like that's Hudson. Hudson goes in motion out wide. They're going to swing it to him on the screen pass, and he's going to have the first down there. More jukes back in the inside, and tackled by Deuce Palmer after a nice game, taken down 29.
Pass complete to number 3, J.J. Hudson.
Yeah, Mauldin, I don't really like the play. I don't really like the defensive scheme there. You can't expect them to throw it deep. This is not a team that wants to throw it deep. You got
First down, TL Hanna
you got to be
on the
expecting
30-yard
the screen right there.
So new set of downs here for Trey Horn, sophomore.
What number got the tackle? I think 19. 19 or 9? Dang, dude. That's what I'm saying, dude.
Still out here with the passing formation. Got 3 to the left, 1 to the right. They're gonna give it. Actually, Horn's gonna. Okay, that was really good. It's gonna be Hudson on the carry, and he gains about 1. Rushing to the left side is gonna be placed.
Handoff to number 3, J.J. Hudson, brought down by number 2, Deuce Caldwell.
Yeah, and I mean this TL Hanna offense is looking very strong. I mean they are. I guess we should mention they are the 9th ranked team in 5A right now, and this offense very well could be the reason. I mean this wing back is looking very good against Mauldin right now.
You have Wingbone here again. 0-0 is the score. 11:30 on the clock. TL Hanna on 2nd down and 8 from Mauldin's 28-yard line.
Jaden Lucas at the bottom of your screen rotating down, and he's going to go back up to safety.
Handoff is here for Johnson. Johnson breaks the first tackle, but Snipes and Caldwell combine to get him.
Handoff to number 3, J.J. Hudson.
Yeah, it's like about assignment football top of the broadcast.
Brought down by number 2, Deuce
Shot down a
Caldwell.
lot. You're seeing Deuce Caldwell playing on the line of scrimmage pretty much this whole time as a kind of a phantom defensive end. I mean, you're seeing a lot of these players rotate around, switching sides, play to play. It's assignment football. They've got a man, and their job is to tackle that man, whether they get the ball or not.
Under 11 minutes now.
3rd down, TL Hanna on the 22-yard line.
3rd down and 2 here
We're going
from the 22-yard line. Wingbone again. Handoff is for Jalen Thompson. Jalen Thompson is the first down. There is a flag. He's still going. He's going to find his way into the end zone.
Handoff to number 6, Jalen Thompson, flag on the play.
Yeah, and I mean that's just bad tackling. That's nothing you can really blame on the setup of the defensive play there. I mean he's got to be brought down there. You can't let that get to the end zone. It's very well could come back though.
Nick Scott's in conversation with the head ref right now.
dude on the way.
Referee's discussing it over. Here comes the call. Well, yeah, it is going to be holding.
Holding on the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, and it looked to me like Jaden Lucas had gotten held a little bit further down the field, but it was the holding. The flag was thrown for a different part of the field, so holding either way, I'll take it. But I mean, I've seen TL Hanna kind of get away with it if he holds throughout this game. They're going to get called on that one. Let's see if it keeps up though.
So it will be now 3rd down and 12, and that looks to be a passing down, which is what you want to force into here in the run heavy.
Yeah, and if you see here, I look at Deuce Caldwell. He's not on the line of scrimmage. That's how you know they're expecting to pass. I mean, just follow Deuce Caldwell around this whole game. This is what this defense is setting up for.
3 receivers left, 1 right from the middle of the field on the 30-yard line is Trey Horn. Going to send the man in motion, and they're going to hand it off to Hudson. Hudson got off the first block. He's still going, but he's going to be stopped. No first down here. Deuce Caldwell pushing it. Deuce Caldwell looking pretty active right now.
Handoff to number 3.
Yeah, that's a real. I mean,
Handoff to number 3,
that's
J.J.
what I'm saying. I
Hudson,
mean,
brought
you
down
look
by
at
number
Deuce
2,
Caldwell, you
Deuce
look at Jalen
Caldwell.
Wilson. Those are our 2 best open field tacklers. They've shown it throughout last year and to the start of this year, and that's why right there. I mean, just plug in the middle, not letting the back get any kind of space, and just shoving him backwards.
So out comes the kicker, Jay Billingsley.
He's gonna have a chance to show off some light here.
About a 39-yarder.
Yeah, it's on the 34, so it's gonna be 44.
Oh, you're right, 44. Place.
What a
it's a low
kick.
one, but
I mean,
it's there. Oh, it's no good.
no. He pulled it left. He pulled it left.
Field goal
But,
attempt is no good.
I mean, I've got Yeah, he didn't make that kick, but I mean, I still gotta say, what a kick! I mean, that almost flew to the concession stands. That almost flew about 55 yards. And I mean, something you see kickers talk about a lot. Practice distance and in-game distance is a very different thing. And he just showed us that kick flew about at least 50 yards. That kick flew at least 50 yards. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, but not on the fly. Not on the fly. It landed probably 3 or 4 yards short of the
For more information or to find a healthcare provider near you, visit prismahealth.org.
That's running backs. And you got Sean Hall, Jakeem Gallon to the left, and Jameson Tucker all alone to the right. Middle of the field is Jen McBride going to hand it off to George Ford, who cuts around the outside. He has some room to turn back in. It looked like a horse collar, but no call here, so no gain for George Ford.
Yeah, and we obviously know a lot about this Hanna defense, but we haven't really seen much from this, or about the Hanna offense, but haven't seen much from this Hanna defense. It's going to be fun to learn about tonight, but it's a good start there. I mean, fortunately.
Right down by number 12, Jalen Clark III.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to be disrespectful, but Woodmont's not necessarily the best sample size. I'm not going to say, I mean.
Did they call the horse play?
They might have.
Thank you, Mr. Referee. We'll take the first down right there. Ball is placed at the 35-yard line on the TL Hanna. Nick Scott in there.
I didn't see any laundry come out. I don't know where that call came from.
Yeah, I didn't see the flag, but we got the yardage, so first down for the Max here. So 2 backs alongside Jen McBride in the gun.
Personal foul, horse collar called against the Jackets. First down, Mauldin.
Confirmation right there with a horse collar on the Yellow Jackets. So ball placed at the 35-yard line, and we shut it down here for the Mauldin Mavericks. 2 receivers right, 1 left in the left hash mark. Jen McBride takes a snap. He's looking right. On the screen pass for George Ford, just a bit too high.
McBride's pass intended for number 1.
Yeah, and I mean, you got to hit that pass. You got to give George Ford some open space to work with there. I mean, that's just a simple little screen. You can't be overthrowing your receiver there.
And one thing George Ford knows how to do is work. Last year against TL Hanna had 269 yards on 23 carries.
One of the best games I've ever witnessed from a running back, and I don't say that lightly.
McBride back in the ground on second down. He will take a snap and hand it off to Scott. Scott going to try to come up the middle. And there is a flag, but he's going to gain about 1 before he's stopped by TL Hanna defensive line.
See what this call is. I didn't really see nothing really popped out to me there. It's going to be holding.
Hand off to number 23, Nick Scott.
So, I mean, this is going to be, it's going to be second down and give or take probably about 19 yards. See if I'm right there. Looks like 19 to me, but either way, that's going to be big for Jeb to work with here. I mean, 2 plays to gain 19 yards. It's not something he's had to do very often in his varsity career, which is just 1 game so far. So, it'll be interesting to see.
Holding call against the Mavericks. Second down, Mauldin.
So out goes Nick Scott, and in comes Lucas Dominic, brother of Elliot Dominic, the former offensive lineman who's in the stands here tonight. We saw him earlier.
And look,
Dominic, a sophomore.
If you look at the bottom of your screen, you got Jameson Tucker on an island against number 17, Trayvon West.
Sophomore. So we'll see if they can find James Tucker right here.
It is 2nd and 20, so it might be a bit of a risk to go after that big play right here. But I mean, you got Jameson Tucker on an island. That's something you always got to pay attention to. I mean, look how shallow number 21. Still getting a little accustomed to this roster here, so work with me.
21's Walt Smith.
I mean, look how shallow that safety's playing. I mean, with Jameson Tucker's burners, if he's able to get a step on number 17, I mean, that could end up being a big play.
And you know James Tucker has that speed.
I mean, he's got the speed and the hop, so.
Still a bit of a problem right here. I'm not really sure what it is, but they're looking at the clock.
I believe it's clogged. Something that the referees didn't do last week.
That's fired right there.
I don't know. I mean,
still waiting on the clock here. It's listed at 8:47, but I'm guessing they're going to add something to that.
I don't think anything should be handed. Should anything be added to it? The play ran.
They add up to 9:05 now.
I mean, I guess there's something to complain about.
We've got 2 receivers in the tight end to the left. Only Tucker on the right from the left hash mark is Jen McBride in the gun. Going for a bit of a hard count now. The play clock at 15.
The Santa crowd's making some noise, even though they're much smaller in numbers.
Play clock down to 5 now. 4. 3 is McBride. McBride looking for Tucker. He's going to go deep for Tucker. Tucker goes up. and almost made the catch of
Pass intended for number 8, Jamison Tucker.
defense by, was that Nick Carlson?
I didn't like that route. They ran Tucker on a post straight into where the zone was coming back to help out. I mean, run a fade, get him to the end zone, force that one-on-one. But I'm not the coach for a reason.
So it will be 3rd down and 20 from the 25-yard line. They bring back in Nick Scott here. Send 2 receivers right, 1 left, 2 running backs in the backfield. Scott going to go in motion. McBride going to pump, fake, and pull. And he's off to the races, and he is tackled by number 67, Khalil Madison.
Jake McBride on the quarterback keeper.
Yeah, and something I definitely expected, and something we've definitely seen from this game early, it's going to be a pretty defensive game, which I'm not scared of. I mean, look at the defense we've got. I'm not scared of, but they're going to, I mean, in the end, if Hanna keeps putting drives together like they did last time, we're not going to get bailed out by penalties all game. So hopefully we can see something change a little bit.
Here is Kevin De Silva, the long snapper, and Cam Bergman. Hunter. Here is Bergman. Going to get it away. That's a nice one right there. Into the hands of J.J. Hudson. Has some room. There's a flag, but Hudson has some serious speed. Only Bergman is left. 10, 5, touchdown, but there is a flag. But that's just really poor placement by the Mauldin.
Number 3, J.J. Hudson.
Yeah, I mean, it was bad placement, but it was also, I mean, a pretty good setup from TL Hanna. The 2 players were back there, and the other one just, I mean, when J.J. Hudson took it, I didn't really see who the other one was, but he kind of just dove to create all that space for J.J. Hudson. I mean, that was a really good setup from Hanna, but I don't know if this is going to stand.
Stop zooming in so much.
Okay.
You need to move. Only you need to move it like this.
I mean, pretty good job from the punt team blocking wise. Gave Cameron Bergman all the time in the world to work with before he punted it.
Looks like they're going to move the ball back though, thankfully. So 2 touchdowns for TL Hanna. Both of them got called back.
Both on holdings, and that might show something. I mean, Hanna's having to hold to get those big plays, but I'm not going to say anything like that this early.
Wow, that is a big loss for the TL Hanna Yellow Jackets. They're going to place it at the 35-yard line.
I mean, the boo's coming out from the Hanna side, but I saw it clear as day. I mean, that's the correct call.
So the TL Hanna Yellow Jackets will take over their second possession from their own 35-yard line, center of the field. And out comes the wing bone. The only receiver out right now is Chase Burton, the junior. Everyone else on the line. Trey Horn going to end up handing off to Cam Johnson, who squares up and cannot get to the middle of the line. Stopped by too many talent. It looked like Nick Scott was back there. Randy Caldwell, of course. Javen Wilson in there.
And I mean, I didn't really like the decision there from the back. I mean, he had a lot of space to the outside and decided to square up and try and run through the line. And it's not going to work very often on this Mauldin defense.
On comes a new fullback, DJ Brownlee. He is placed a little bit further to the right than Trey Horn. Hudson gets the ball in the end around. He's going to have some room on the outside, but Lucas is there to meet him and knock him down, making it 3rd down.
And that edge has got to be sealed. You get TL Hanna the edge like that, they're going to pick up big balls.
Double block. I don't know who it was, but double block, and that's not usually good for the defense.
No, it's not. But, I mean, you got to kind of identify that play a little bit earlier. And like I said, you still got to stay disciplined, but identify it's going to that side a little bit earlier and make sure that edge gets sealed, or else he's going to have all the room in the world to work with.
So 3rd down and 2 here. Hudson goes in motion, but Horn did not get the ball yet. They're looking to the side for a new play. 10 seconds on the play clock. 6:30 overall. 0-0 is the score here from Franklin Field. Now 2, and Horn gets it off. Going to hand it off to Johnson. Johnson is stopped by Caldwell. Looks to be right on the line.
It's very close.
I think if they
all depends on the spot.
If they pull out the chains, it might be a first down. But
they're giving the first down already.
Number 8, Cameron Johnson with the carry. Brought down by number 4.
Yeah, that was the right call. We do have a nice view tonight, though. We're not in the press box tonight. We are on the roof of the press box, though. Watching the camera duties here, Marcus Perez on the camera, myself, Andrew Baxley, and Ben Coggins on the mics, Brendan Bress, on stats, and Landon Myers on the sideline. Under 6 minutes now in the first quarter, and TL Hanna is going to be forced to burn a timeout here.
Yeah, and I mean, this I said it many times already, and this is a really effective offense. TL Hanna runs. Works really well at the high school level. I mean, it's a dying breed in college, and I mean, it hasn't been in the NFL in very long time. But it's a dying breed in the other levels of this game, but in high school, it's also yeah, but I mean, when used right, when you have the athletes pull it off, like Trey Horn and JJ Butler, it's a very effective offense. TL Hanna is showing it right now.
In high school, because the athletes aren't there on defensive end to always get the tackles. And if you have two solid running backs and you have a smart quarterback,
yeah,
it's so hard to stop.
And I mean, you look at guys, even when you have guys like Deuce Caldwell, Javen Wilson, Jaden Lucas, even Aaron Bowens and John Snipes and Josh DeGroot, great open field tacklers. It's still very hard to stop because it's not just about how athletic you are, how good a tackler you are. You've got to be really disciplined to make it work.
So both teams now come back onto the field for first down. 5:46 on the clock. Zoom in on Wingbone here for the TL Hanna Yellow Jackets.
And Jaden Lucas is actually going to – Jaden Lucas is playing closer to the line now, and I believe it's Deuce Caldwell that's dropping back to safety.
Trey Horn gets it, hands it off to Carroll. Carroll tries to rush up, and we'll get about 4.
And, I mean, I've said it several times, you can't let those dive plays pick up really even more than 2 yards. Or else that's just going to give – I mean, that's going to make you commit a little bit more to the dive play and make it even harder to seal the edge, and that's where the big plays come in.
Second down and 6 here. 5:20 on the clock. From just inside halfway on the field. Horn going to give it to Johnson. Johnson trying to get up to the line. Nice push there.
That is a big man's run right there. That's two very athletic guys getting low and seeing who can come out on top. And it was Jalen Thompson that came out on top to get the first down right there. That is a big man's run right there.
First down, TL Hanna.
First down here for the Yellow Jackets. It is. It's going to be Thompson again. Thompson is stopped, though, this time. Going to lose about 1 in the play. Caldwell in there.
Brought down by number 2, Deuce Caldwell.
Yeah, and that's a big play right there. You really wanted to pin TL Hanna back and forcing them to pick up 11 yards in 2 plays, which as long as you don't give up big run play, it's likely going to force the passes, which is exactly what you want to do.
Yeah, that was confirmed as a loss of 1. So second down and 11. Clock rolling at 4:30.
TL Hanna taking a lot of time to figure out this play here. They're going to have 10 seconds to get set up and get the snap off.
Now here at 5, 4, 3. They get it off. Horn. 4. He's going to drop back to pass, and he is wide open, but way overthrown.
That is a touchdown and a half right there, if that's the right throw. That doesn't even – I mean, that –
Johnson streaking unmarked down the middle of the field, and that's a warning shot for the Maverick defense.
Yeah, I mean, that's what – and, I mean, look back to what I said. I said it was probably unlikely, but you do have to be careful. Especially that safety has got to be disciplined for that play. That's why I like Jaden Lucas back there a little bit more than I don't know if that was Aaron Bowens. I think it was Aaron Bowens. I like Jaden Lucas back there a little bit more. But, I mean, that was almost a very, very bad play, Mauldin-wise. But thankfully, this is not a throwing offense. I mean, that didn't even need to be a good throw. That just had to be somewhere in the vicinity, and it's a touchdown. Because there was no coverage. That is
warning shot. Warning shots here.
I mean, that's playing toss in the backyard right there.
3rd and 11, and I believe Mauldin's going to call a timeout. They are, and Kevin Washington needs to get a hold of his DBs right there.
Timeout.
That can't happen.
And I mean, like I said,
cheating up, but
you must
sometimes
wear
you
your
cheat up
mask
too far.
and
And that's what I
maintain
talked about
6
in that
feet of
article.
social
You gotta
distancing
stay focused on
but the thing is, you can't when that happens, you can't expect more than really 2 receivers to go deep. So you've just got it's really just got to be that safety that stays disciplined. That's like I've said several times. That's why I want Jaden Lucas back there a little bit more, just for when that does happen. He's the best equipped to go back there with him and make sure that play doesn't happen. I mean, Aaron Bowens, don't get me wrong, he's a great talent. He's a great prospect. He's going to do really good things, but he just doesn't have that discipline yet. He's still a sophomore. It's only his 2nd varsity game. I don't know if I really like him back there at safety right now.
One quote to keep up in the back of your mind if you're a young safety playing against the Wingbone: only go if you know.
Yeah.
If you know they're rushing, go. If there's any doubt in your mind that they could be throwing, don't go. Stay back. Better be safe than sorry. Better give up 8 yards than 30.
I mean, I think was it Trey Horn who made that throw?
Yes.
I think Trey Horn just got a little jumpy there, knew he had the touchdown, just kind of got overzealous, tried to put it way out there. And I think he was a little bit more scared of underthrowing it and it turning into an interception than overthrowing it. And that's you saw what happened.
Only a sophomore as well. Yeah, he has some potential. Not a great game against the Mavericks, but he's not a throwing QB, obviously. Handoff up the middle, and it won't go anywhere.
Looked like Nick Scott on the tackle.
Brownlee, who stopped for no gain, bringing up 4th down. And TL Hanna will be forced to punt it away. Out comes
Number 24, DJ Brownlee.
All right, and first punt we're seeing tonight. We saw it last night against Hillcrest. I mean, he muffled it. George Ford, got to have those short hands. We know how good he is on his feet. He's got to hold on to the ball. He's got to catch the punt. Saw him have 2 fumbles last night or last week. He fell on one of them, and the other one led to a touchdown. So he's got to be careful fielding this punt.
Roberts standing at his own 40. Ford standing at his own 10. Roberts gets the ball and barely gets it away. A high one, spiraling right, and falls out of bounds at the 14-yard.
Yeah, and TL Hanna, I mean, that wasn't a very good blocking job. There was about 5 guys there that were ready to block that punt. Nobody was able to get a hand on it.
Not quick enough. We're so close.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean, we saw all last week against Hillcrest. We were getting to, what was the kicker's name?
Steven Dyer.
Steven Dyer. We were getting to Steven Dyer all night and getting hands up there. Just weren't able to tip one. I mean, if you keep putting yourself in that position, sooner or later you're going to block one, and you're going to reap the rewards. So, I mean, we're doing a really good job of breaking that line and getting really close to the punter. At the very least, it's going to distract the punter and make it a lot tougher to get a solid punt off.
So with 3:25 left in the first quarter, out comes the Mauldin offense for a second time tonight. They're going to choose to send out the tight end here. Is Lucas Dominic coming on a bit late. They're going to send 1 receiver left, a running back, tight end, and 2 receivers to the right. 10 on the play clock from the left hash mark. They move George Ford around a bit. McBride in the gun. He's going to take the ball, hand off to Ford. Ford, some nice juke moves, but only can end up breaking 1 yard before he is tackled. We'll give him a gain of 1 on the play.
But never went down. So I've got to mention, he never touched the ground. I mean, we mentioned it a lot last week. George Hope and George Ford right in the gym. It's gonna be really tough for him to go down.
Carry brought down by number 17, Trayvon West.
McBride in the gun, trying to draw some people off. Sending 2 receivers left, 1 right from the right hash mark. 2:45 on the clock. Still 0-0 here from Freeman Field. On the right hash mark, McBride in the gun. He will take the snap, looking right for Tucker on the curl route. Tucker has the ball and gets past the first tackle. He's down here on the 35, pushed out around the 38-yard line. Nice throw and catch by Tucker and McBride.
And this is what I love about this Mauldin offense. They do a really good job of making it simple. Get easy plays for Jed McBride to get it out to his skill players, whether that be George Ford, Deuce Caldwell, Jamison Tucker, even Sean Hall. They make it easy for Jed to get it out to his good players and let them do the rest.
2:30 now on the clock. They bring out Nick Scott for Dominic, so 2 running backs here. They're going to choose to hand it off. Actually, keeping it is McBride. McBride past the backfield. He has some room. Fumbled it. And still moving, but TL Hanna falls on it. Just a bit too loose with the ball by McBride there. Nice run and nice pull, but he's going to be strong with the ball there.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes as a quarterback, and I don't care who you are, you're not going to be the best at holding on to that ball. Sometimes you've got to realize when you're getting tackled, when somebody's got their arms around you, somebody else is going to try and be batting that ball out. You just got to go down to the ground. You got to take your medicine and get down to the ground. And I mean, I'm not saying that's something they're really thinking about. That's easier said than done. You want to get as many yards as you can, but I mean, just can't be making that mistakes like that against TL Hanna.
So first turnover of the night belongs to the Mauldin Mavericks. 2:23 on the clock, still 0-0, but out comes the TL Hanna offense for the 3rd time. They're going to give it to the fullback again. It's Brownlee. Brownlee up the middle will gain about 4.
And again, I mean, Brownlee's been doing a really good job of his job is to pick up at least 3 yards, make Mauldin be a little bit more wary of that dive. So when they do fake it to that dive and give it to a wingback, that opens up the big play for their quick players.
Under 2 minutes now in the first quarter. Ball placed at the 48-yard line. 2nd and 6. The receiver out wide is Chase Burton. They're going to hand it off for Hudson here. Hudson will not get anywhere. Stopped at the line.
And that's a really good job. And like I've said several times, got to be really good at sealing the edge. Javen Wilson did a really good job of that right there. Read the play, knew it was coming to that wing back, and did a great job of sealing the edge, not letting him get around them.
Brought down by number 9, Javen Wilson.
That's Javen Wilson doing his job very well.
3rd down, TL Hanna.
So now with 1:10 on the clock, 15 on the play clock. The Yellow Jackets really like to leave it late on the play clock.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, this offense wants to kill as much time as possible, and force Mauldin to have to work on a quick clock.
1, and TL has to call another timeout, and their head coach Jason Tone is not happy about it. They brought out the passing formation,
TL Hanna.
but they couldn't get everyone set
Mauldin
time.
Fans, the Maverick Touchdown Club is a non-profit organization with the sole purpose of
Yeah, and something I thought about earlier, I mean, with that fumble from Jeb, think about it. Think about it real quick. Of this game, think about just how much more time TL Hanna's been on the ball than we have. I mean, they are just dominating. It sounds like soccer fans. They're dominating possession right now.
If we get track of time possession, would not be looking good.
We'd have somewhere, at best, somewhere around 2 minutes. I don't even know if it's that. I mean, I can't think of much time that we've had. Because, I mean, both our first drive was a 3-and-out. Our first drive was a 3-and-out, and our second one was what was it, 3 plays? Yeah.
So
we've had we have ran 3 plays from scrimmage offensive-wise. So it's probably somewhere around 2 minutes, if that.
But still 3rd down here. 3rd down and 6 from the 48-yard line.
127 people are watching me right now.
TL Hanna Yellow Jackets decide to return to the field. As I said, 3rd down and 6. Clock stopped at 52.8 seconds. Still 0-0 here from Freeman Field. Out comes the passing formation. 3 receivers right, 1 left. 1 goes to motion. Horn hands it off to Hudson. Hudson, great stop by Nicholas Scott.
And that,
wow.
Nick Scott is a very large guy, and him falling on him just flat like a pancake right there. Does not feel good. What a great play from Nick Scott, busting through the line. I mean, grabbing and just stopping the play, not letting it get anywhere. That's what he's really good at.
So
brings up 4th down for the Yellow Jackets, number 13, Adam Robbins.
5.
For the Yellow Jackets, number 1, George Ford, on the return for the Mavericks.
Jay Billingsley out to kick it again. Ford standing at his own 25-yard line. Billingsley gets it away, and Ford calls for a fair catch, but he loses it. But there is a whistle. I'm not sure what it is, but Ford seemed to muff the punt again.
I don't know exactly what they're calling here. But the whistle, they blew the whistle.
They blew the whistle before Ford even caught it.
Yeah.
I think the referee assumed Ford already had the ball.
An inverted whistle, so they're going to repunt.
That's
very lucky.
Off here for the
I mean, I'm not going to say anything there because if the sides were flipped, I'd be livid right now.
I would be more livid than you. So we feel where you're coming from, Yellow Jacket fans.
And if I'm Neesmith right here, I'm taking George Ford off and I'm putting Sean Hall on. I believe that's exactly what he's doing.
No, they're putting Sean Hall as a runner here.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean,
but the clock stopped at 21.8, and I think they're going to send Sean Hall after the punter here. But they still leave out Jay Billingsley. It's still George Ford at his own 25-yard line. Ball is snapped, and Billingsley gets it away. A high. That is a terrific punt, and Ford catches it cleanly this time. Breaks to the first line, tackles, and he's still moving. George Ford's still moving. What a block! 30. He's going down the sideline. Good work,
still
George
going.
Ford. 45-yard line is where he's tackled at. That is George Ford in a nutshell for you. He does not go down easily.
I'm sitting there as he's backing up. Fair catch, fair catch.
When you call that fair catch, buddy?
Please call a fair catch. Please leave it. And then he just catches it and busts through the first 3 tackles. I mean, I didn't see exactly who the block was, but just an incredible block. As soon as he caught it, the guy that was chasing him was probably going to get him from behind. I mean, that is just.
Who wasn't on the block?
I didn't see, but
Whoever
that
you
was an
were,
incredible block.
terrific
I mean,
block.
took the dude out. I mean, that is just like you said, George Ford in a nutshell. But I mean, Mauldin, we gotta be counting our lucky stars right there. We should not have the ball right now.
But we have the ball and we have it at the 45-yard line. So serious good room right here. 5 seconds left. The game clock, started too early.
Jameson
They ran it for an extra 4 seconds.
Again, I don't know exactly how. I'm gonna pay a little bit more attention there at the top of your screen. Again, Jameson Tucker looks like he's being left on an island. I want to see exactly how this safety, number 19.
Oh, it's number 12.
Oh,
Number 12.
Jalen Clark.
Yep.
No, not on Jameson. The safety, number 19, Jack Murphy.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see exactly how Jack Murphy drops back because I gotta assume that he's gonna be dropping back further down the field. I can't see him cheating up this much. I mean, I just can't see them leaving Jameson Tucker on an island like this.
But the offensive line has done a
they've done a great job.
They're giving us time for once.
I mean, I'm paying attention to the top of the screen because this safety is really cheating up.
Brian in the gun. We'll hand it off to Ford. Ford coming around on the outside and is tackled by Ryan Wynn. So a big loss here. Ryan Wynn is heavily recruited defensive end. Has offers from Middle Tennessee, Florida International, Navy, Tennessee Tech, Western Carolina, Akron, the Citadel, Gardner-Webb, and Campbell. And that will end the first quarter.
Against the spread of COVID-19. The South
Mauldin,
Carolina
0,
requires that
TL
face
Hanna,
coverings be worn while
0.
on campus and that social distancing be followed. Non-compliance with these guidelines may result in
And
forfeiture of attendance at tonight's game.
Fields, as you can see, the
These efforts will
scoreboard
support
right
the
there.
continuation of
0-0.
athletic seasons and will help protect our
12 back on the
community.
clock.
Please do your part in keeping
That
Greenville
last
County
one
schools
listed as
safe and healthy.
-5 for George Ford. So Mauldin will get the ball from their own 40-yard line. Ben, your thoughts on that first quarter of action?
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a defensive battle. It's going to be a defensive slugfest this entire game. I mean, I just can't get over how lucky we got there at the end of the first quarter. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like we deserve a makeup call after the end of last week. I feel like we do, but TL Hanna probably doesn't deserve that.
I do kind of like his view a lot more, though.
Yeah, I do.
Don't get me wrong, press box is nice, but we got the 360 view here.
Yeah, and
We like
we're
cars,
gonna really.
cars. We got to look at cars. Saw Fox Carolina just pulling in.
I mean, we're gonna really enjoy this view next week. This week and maybe next week, but we're gonna start hating it once we start getting to late October and November.
Yeah, it's not too cold
Look at the
either.
moon.
Oh, and the moon.
Look at that moon. That's pretty high.
I know you can't see the moon from here, but it is a
We
full
can't
orange
put we
moon.
can't put the camera around 360 degrees, but it's a pretty cool moon.
Just picture an orange circle.
Hey, bro,
That's
let's y'all
fine.
talk about the refs, man. The refs are BSing.
Yeah, we did. That was a bad punch, though. I don't know what that was.
That was terrible.
Yeah. How about that moon, though?
TL Hanna, guys, besides said, make sure we talk about the refs.
Yeah, I
get
can't
their
argue.
anger.
We can't argue.
Can't
We can't
argue.
argue.
So now from the 39-yard line, McBride will hand out to Scott. Scott up the middle will gain the 5 that we lost on the George Ford handoff, making it
Handoff
third
to number
down.
23, Nick Scott.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good dive there from Nick Scott. That's what he's meant to do. I mean, just pick up 4 or 5 yards. He's not a big play guy. He's a defensive guy, but he's really good at those little dive plays.
Give credit to his stamina. He's really starting to build his stamina back up, being able to play both offense and defense. That's not something he would have been able to do last year or even the year before.
Now pay attention to the bottom of your screen, Jameson Tucker. I mean, that's got to be the guy that they're looking for here.
Scott and Ford switch sides. 2 receivers right, 1 left. In the gun is McBride. McBride looking for Ford. On the screen pass for Scott. Scott breaking the first line tackles. Nice stiff arm, but it's been taken down.
Pass complete to number 23, Nick Scott.
I'm sure that is on the
Brought down by
depth
number
chart,
9,
but on the
Fletcher
roster it's Fletcher Cothran. The junior made a nice tackle
Fourth down,
there.
Mauldin.
How about that stiff arm? I mean, we didn't get the first time, but how about that stiff arm from Mauldin? Or from Nick Scott? That is a big man play. It's a man's game, and he showed it off right there.
Fit check.
Number 1,
Kevin
Carson
DeSilva.
Batchelor back to receive for
Orange
the Yellow
long
Jackets.
sleeve, orange compressions. Basically everything that you can have orange on your body, he has orange right now.
That's why we love Kevin DeSilva.
No doubt the king of the drip here for the Mauldin Mavericks tonight.
He always has been. I mean, can you think of another,
No.
not even another football player, another
Nope.
athlete at Mauldin High School with more drip than Kevin DeSilva?
I can't think of another athlete in the world that has more drip besides Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, of course.
Okay. I can't think
Shout
of
out to the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I can't think of another Mauldin student. I mean,
No.
think Raekwon Fenderson back in the day before he swapped to Hillcrest.
Silva snaps it. A low one, but Bergman gets it away. And it will bounce first at the 24 and then go out of bounds at the 22, I believe.
Yeah, it's a solid punt there from Bergman. I mean,
no chance to return for J.J. Hudson there.
Yeah, that's the big thing. I mean, you saw it with the first punt return opportunity they got. I mean, just start kicking it away from them. That's all we need to do. There's no reason to kick it to their guy. Kick it away from them. If we're losing a few yards, they're not really a big play offense anyway. It's not going to make a huge difference. Just don't let them pick up a big play on special teams.
So out comes the TL Hanna Yellow Jackets and their offense. They'll take over from their own 21-yard line. The receiver straight wide is Chase Burton. Under center is Horn. Horn going to pitch for Johnson. Johnson getting around the outside. Lucas cannot make a tackle, but Flood will knock him out of bounds after. I think he's going to pick up the first down there.
Number 8, Cameron Johnson.
Yeah, it's a very good run there from Cameron Johnson. I mean, bounce it to the outside. I'm going to talk about it all night. I'm not gonna stop talking about it. That edge has got to be sealed, or else we're going to see some big plays from this Hanna offense.
Did you give me that? Oh. Will be a first down here. Ball at the 32-yard line. 10:40 on the clock. Still 0-0 here tonight. Horn under center. Gonna keep it himself as he runs up the middle and taken down by.
It was. Nick Scott's having himself a game so far. And I mean, that can be it's a good job from Nick Scott. I mean, that can be a sneaky little play that little just get up the middle as quickly as you can. And Nick Scott did a good job making sure it wasn't. That's a good tackle right there.
So 10:20 now on the clock. Second down and 5 for the Yellow Jackets. Horn goes under center, and he's going to hand it off to, looked like that was Johnson. Johnson thrown backwards by Caldwell, and they're going to maybe give him a loss.
Number 8, Cameron Johnson on the hit. Brought down by number 2, Deuce Caldwell.
Yeah, I mean, Caldwell. Yeah, is there another player? We were talking about drip. Is there another player more hyped than Randy Caldwell? I don't think there is. He's just all over the place. And
the only one I can think of that would be close is Eric Washington.
Fair enough.
So it's still Caldwell. I think Caldwell has the edge right now.
I do.
9:40 left here. Horn under center. Gonna pitch it for Hudson. Hudson on the outside. Cuts back inside. Has the first down and more. Eventually tackled by Caldwell and Flood, but as I said, picked up the first down on an 11-yard gain there.
It's a great block. I think it was Cameron Johnson. I might be wrong there. But there was a great job. Jamin Wilson was about to get to the ball, and I'm pretty sure it was Cameron Johnson. He was able to get to Jamin Wilson and just take him out of the play, and that's what allowed that first down to happen.
9:30 on the clock. Ball on the right half of the 48-yard line of the Yellow Jackets. Play clock at 10 here. Actually going to reset at 25.
I believe the clock's fixed.
They're asking to reset the clock, but now they run it. Running from 9:20. 3 receivers left, 1 right. Horn hands it off to Hudson. Hudson has no room up the middle, but there is a late flag coming in from Mauldin secondary.
Let's see what this was. Hopefully it's not a horse collar or a face
Number
mask.
3, J.J. Hudson on the carry.
It's going to be holding.
Brought down by number 16, Tyreek McKinney.
Tyreek McKinney on the stop there. Under 9 minutes now. They're going to move it back. 10 yards here.
Yeah, and I didn't really see it there. There's a bit of a scrum. I didn't really have a chance of seeing it, but we're going to assume it's the right call, and that's really devastating to TL Hanna's offense. It's not an offense that's built to pick up, about give or take 20 yards here in 3 plays or 2 plays.
Horn in the center. Going to keep it looking downfield. And screen pass for Hudson. Hudson has the ball, and Caldwell
Pass
makes the
complete to
stop.
number 3,
Gain of
J.J.
about
Hudson.
9 there on J.J. Hudson.
Brought down by
That was a
number
good
2,
call there.
Luke
I think they were
Starwood.
looking for
The deep shot.
They were looking for Burton, but
Yeah, he
but
wasn't
Jaden
going to get
Lucas
anything
had
out of
him
Jaden Lucas.
locked up.
That was a good call there from TL Hanna. I mean, nice little dive play to pick up basically what they just lost.
Yep, they're going to make it 2nd and 11 here from the 46-yard line. Horn going to keep it again, looking deep for Hudson, and Hudson makes a catch and out of bounds at Mauldin's 33-yard line.
And that's what I've said. I mean, I said it several times inside the broadcast. I've said it several times throughout the broadcast. Got to stay disciplined in the back. You can't cheat up and try to stop those runs. I know you want to. I know 99% of the time it is going to be a run, but you can't let those plays happen. That is how a flexbone offense wins games.
Exactly right there, Ben. First down now, 8:30 on the clock. Still 0-0 here at East Greenwood Field. Thank you all for tuning in tonight. Either you're on YouTube or next to LR. We're just glad you're here with us tonight. Trey Horn goes back under center. And he's going to hand off to Hudson on the end around. Hudson stopped by a flying Javen Wilson for no
And
gain.
again, I mean, that's a great job from Javen Wilson. He's done a great job of this tonight, sealing the edge, making the back cut it back inside where he's got the help. Don't try and win an open field battle when you don't need to. Force him to cut back inside where you've got help.
So 2nd down. That's a generous spot, I think. They're going to make it 2nd and 8.
Yeah, that was.
I didn't think he gained any. But whatever. Horn goes back under center. And they're going to pitch it out wide for Johnson. Johnson trying to get to the outside. He does. And tackled by Jonathan Snipes just shy of the first down mark.
It looked like Jaden Lucas to me. It looked like he was able to get off his blocker and grab a leg. But either way, that play could have gone for a lot more if the tackle wasn't made right there. So good job from Mauldin to make that open field tackle.
So 3rd down and 2 here. Big 3rd down play here for the Mavericks. Not technically in the red zone, but they're right there at it. Ball placed at the 24-yard line. Full wing bone here. Play clock under 10. Horn looks to the side for his new play. Now at 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Barely gets it off. Cam Johnson gets it.
I'm not gonna call it a lack of hustle from Mauldin, but I mean, it's just kind of like a simple mistake. Got to place for the whistle. You can't just assume a call is gonna be made. And I mean, it looked like after that play started, aside from 3 or 4 guys, it looked like everybody just stood straight up, expecting a whistle to come in.
Find them online at gutterguardgreenville.com.
But it seems like Cam Johnson is very
167 Burton Road. Or call them at 86428-7070.
35 yards on 3 touchdowns. And Cam Johnson last year overall had only 2 touchdowns. Already has 1 here tonight, but looking like a valuable replacement for Heatherway.
He is. I mean, he has a great night, and that was a good little touchdown run right there. I mean, he's a very athletic guy, and he's shown it off here tonight. I mean, this is going to be big. I mean, we saw it last week for Jed McBride. Even though he wasn't able to pull off the win, he saw his defense get knocked down. He took the punts, and he came right back.
Better once we were down.
Yeah, we did. And I feel like this is a comeback team. We saw it last year, junior year, and hopefully we'll see it again here today.
And up steps Billingsley, and he kicks it away. A nice kick there. Will find Ford's arms, and he fumbles it, but he picks it back up here. Has some room to the outside if he can turn the corner. He does stay on his feet, but he's still moving those feet.
Oh,
he's still
my
going
goodness.
to the 35-yard line. Still going forward. Loses the ball. There is a scramble for the ball here.
Oh, my God.
And I'm not liking the look of it right now, but we'll see what the spot is.
I feel like if it was, it's ours.
Good work there
Great
by
job. 44.
George Ford
44 is Trey
on the
Madney.
return.
Trey
Hey,
Madney,
there
a
you go.
junior.
Number
Making
44,
his
Trey
second start
Hatton
of the night, but
on the recovery.
his dad is a PA announcer, so I'm glad.
There you
I
go.
bet his dad was pretty glad with this play right there. Good work, Trey Madney. Heads up
Great
play
job.
there, young man.
Great job there from George Ford to pick up those yards, but got to start holding on to the football.
2 fumbles in
And,
one
you know,
play.
and if he doesn't fumble that, he's still on his feet. He's still got the whole field to work with. If he doesn't fumble that might be a touchdown.
So here, first down for the Mavericks. 6:47. The Yellow Jackets lead 7-0 in the gun is McBride. He's looking wide on screen pass for Gallion. Gallion has the ball, moving back inside. and barely gets back to the line of scrimmage. I think they're going to give him a gain of 1 on that.
And back to
Pass complete to number 3, Shaquem Galli.
Right there.
well,
Waters is
that's
on the ground.
that is Jamison Tucker putting somebody on their back and that somebody not being happy about it. Jamison Tucker is one of the best blocking wide receivers in the state. I don't think there's an argument there.
McBride in the gun on the right hash mark. Trying to get some people to jump off, but they don't. 15 seconds on the play clock. 6 minutes on the game clock. 7-0, the Yellow Jackets lead here from Freeman Field. Right hash mark, 44-yard line. McBride needs to go quickly. And I'm not sure if he's going to get it off. He does. They're going to give it to him. Looking for, is that Gallion? Gallion again has the ball and has the first down. Good work by Shaquem Gallion there.
Well, I mean, it looked to me like they kind of missed that same call on Hanna last drive, but I mean, if they miss it twice, it cancels out. But they already had a little bit of canceling out to do. But I'm gonna go back to Trey Matney real quick. He was at the DECA meeting this morning, so shout out to Trey Matney and DECA.
5:48 on the clock, and now it's ticking. Ball placed at the 44-yard line, left hash mark. 2 receivers right, 1 left. McBride in the gun, left hash mark. They're going to keep it. Looking for Tucker on the slant route. Tucker has the ball. There is a flag. Could possibly be holding.
Pass complete to number 8,
now
Jamison
first down
Tucker.
for the Mavericks. Tucker with the
Brought
catch.
down by number 17,
McBride
Trayvon West.
Gain of 12.
I believe this is coming back, and this is just going back to the youthness of this offensive line.
Is that chipping?
It was on George.
Chop block. I think it was a chop on forward.
Yeah, and that's something that I really want to start seeing some more of for this offensive line. TL Hanna brought the blitz there, and they kind of look they really look kind of panicked there. And it was George Ford where it was called on, but that could have gone against a lot of different players, it looked like to me. I mean,
The slant routes were deadly last week against Hillcrest, but that was a nice route run by Tucker, and he had some room and a good throw by McBride. Unfortunate that we had the penalty.
I really want to see Jeb be trusted a little bit here. Look at this island, and Jamison's pointing it out. Look at this island Jamison Tucker's got right now. Got to take advantage. And it's going to be a false start on Jamison.
Tucker, yep.
Well,
So we'll move it back some more here.
I just started bragging on Jamison. As soon as I got done bragging on him, he jumped offside. I mean, that's just a
So 2 straight
bad
penalties
mistake.
for the Mavericks is going to put them back at their own 36-yard line. They have to get to the other 34-yard line. You're good at math, do that in your head, but I'm not, so I'm not.
A lot.
First and a lot here. McBride. And going to keep it, pitches it wide for Ford. Ford past the first line. Nice truck move, but will only end up gaining.
George Ford on the carry for the Mavericks.
Yeah, I mean, it's right here. I mean, another 5 yards isn't going to do the trick. Take the shot here, see if you can make something happen, and then if nothing happens, take your medicine, throw a screen, hand it off to George Ford, and play the field position game. But I want to see him take a shot here for Jamison Tucker.
Yep, 2nd and 26. 2 receivers each side. Caldwell alongside McBride. Ford going in motion. He's going to get the jet sweep. He has to cut back middle. He does. And we'll only gain about 1 on the play.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, I really wanted to see a shot taken there. I mean, see if you can.
Now you have to take a shot.
I don't even think that at this point, I don't think there's a point in taking the shot. I think here you just take your medicine, give it to Deuce Caldwell or George Ford, and pick up what you can, and then punt it away.
More room for Cam Bergman to work.
Yeah. I mean, maybe you do. You're not in a terrible position.
But it's not going to be. Does not need to be forced here. McBride in the gun, 2 receivers each side. Ball on the middle, the 40-yard line. Here's McBride. He's looking deep. He's going to go for it. Tucker goes up.
It's got to be pass interference, and it is.
There it is.
Yeah, that is.
Pass intended for number 8, Jamison Tucker. Flag on the
Yeah,
play.
that was pretty much textbook pass interference right there. I mean, Jamison Tucker had no chance of going up for that ball. I mean, there's going to be some complaining. There always is when it comes to pass interference because it is a pretty vague rule.
Pass interference.
But that's pretty clear pass interference right there. I mean, that's
going
gonna
to be a 15-yard penalty, making it 3rd down and 11. So 4:26 here on the clock. The Yellow Jackets lead 7-0. Ball on the Yellow Jackets 45-yard line. They bring back on. Actually, they just move forward from wide receiver to running back. 2 receivers right, 1 left. McBride in the gun, going to take it. He's looking deep, trying to find Ford on the Jets on the screen. Ford has it. Ford jukes, and he steps out. But catch. He does have a catch there.
How about that shark wheel? Hey, hey.
Shark
So
wheel right there.
And I mean, that was really good job of being patient there from Jamison Tucker. I was about to say, throw it to Jamison. He had the step.
Oh, flag.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't see what it was, but they're calling it back. Flags are killing us on this drive.
I'm assuming holding, but
And that one's going
I mean, but that was really good. I'm still going to talk about Jeb there. That was really good patience.
Yeah.
I was about to say Jamison had to step, make that throw, but he waited. He knew the shark wheel was going to open up, and he just put in a dime for George Ford. Hopefully, we can pull off another big pass play here.
Oh, it was Brendan said it was an ineligible receiver.
And that's just
Why
a
is it third
bonehead
down? Much
penalty.
worse.
That is a bonehead penalty right there. That I mean, holding is excusable. That's not.
So 3rd and 16 here. And it's McBride looking for Tucker. Going to step up, hit as he thrown, and it falls incomplete. Ryan Wynn on the hit there. And that was
Pass intended for number 1. George
Yeah,
Ford.
and I mean, it looked like he had George Ford down the field, but just not able to get the throw off. And that's going back to the offensive line. I mean, it's back to that place where we could have had the first down, but just a simple mistake prevents it from happening. But in the end, that was a pretty – I mean, you got to look back. Even though
encouraging.
Yeah, it was an encouraging drive. We put together some really good plays. I mean, just take away the bonehead errors. Ineligible receiver downfield should never happen. That's just
if we didn't know, I wouldn't. If it was my first year to Mauldin football, I would think that McBride was starting for 2, maybe 3 years.
Yeah.
It's so hard to tell. It's only his second start tonight.
Yeah, it is. I mean, he's looking really good. I mean, he's managing the game so well. Take away that fumble, which was a really bad mistake. He's doing a really good job of managing the game. Turnovers, we got to stop putting ourselves in so many positions for turnovers, but throwing and running the ball, we're looking pretty good right now.
So it will be De Silva to snap it, as he now does. And Bergman will get it away. Gonna bounce. Nice bounce right there.
It's a great punt from Cameron Bergman.
At the 9-yard line.
That's
There, young Cameron Bergman.
It's a great punt there.
Ladies and gentlemen, please keep in mind that you must wear
That's a
your
great
mask
punt
and
right
maintain
there. I
6
mean,
feet of
just
social
kept it
distancing
away
at
from
all
Cam
times
Johnson,
while
which
on
was probably
campus.
that was
Be
job
sure to
number
follow all
1.
posted
Keep it away from the
directions to help
returners.
us maintain a
And it was
safe
able to
environment
angle it out of
for
bounds
spectators
and
visitors
tuck it
alike.
inside the 10. That's coffee
Keep in
corner
mind
right
that
there.
there is no readmission
That's one of the
for
toughest
this
jobs in
event.
punting
Once
and
you
something that they
exit
work
here,
on.
thank
I
you
mean,
for your
throughout their
cooperation.
career is that coffin corner. And he did a really good job of it right there.
So with 3:51, the Yellow Jackets will take over from their own 9-yard line. They do have the lead 7-0. And a long way to go here. And he gives number 1 on the end around. He's still moving. Number 1 is Carson Batchelor. Batchelor will gain about 2 on that play.
Yeah, and expect the rest of. Expect Mauldin not to touch the ball again this half, unless they force a 3 and out. I mean, it's just going to be run after run, and I mean they're going to take as much time as they can in between plays. So
You can't blame them. They got the lead. They've got the ball. Not a great position. But
even if they didn't have the lead, it's their. I mean, that's their game.
So now 2nd and 6 here from the 14. They're going to give to Cam Johnson on the end around. He's going to break the first tackle, but end up not even breaking that
Great
tackle.
from
I
Deuce
thought he
Caldwell.
broke it, but Deuce Caldwell having a
I mean,
strong
that
night
is just
tonight.
holding on to whatever you can get your hands on and not letting
Number
it go. I
6,
mean, that
James
is just
Johnson on
that's a
the carry,
huge tackle right
running
there.
back number 2,
If he didn't
Deuce
make that,
Caldwell.
that was going to force, I mean, a one-on-one and open field for Drayton Brown. So a huge tackle there from Deuce Caldwell.
So 3rd down and 6 here, 2:45 on the clock.
3rd down, TL Hanna.
No sign of passing yet. 10 on the play clock. Yeah, they're gonna keep out the wing bone right there. 5 on the play clock. Horn gonna give it to Johnson. Johnson back to Hudson. Hudson trying to run up the middle, and right
Yeah,
there
looks like
at
he
the
got
marker.
He got it.
That was a nifty play right there.
It was.
Double handoff.
And I mean, Mauldin looked commit.
Number 3, J.J. Hudson on the carry.
When you have 3 running backs, that's something you can do.
I mean, Mauldin sat there and waited for it. They saw it coming. They just weren't able to make the tackle. I don't want to say they saw it coming, but they were disciplined enough to stay in their spots and put themselves in position for a tackle, but just weren't able to make it. And it looked like he got it to me. I think the spot was, and looking at that spot, I think that spot might have been a little bit harsh. It looked like he got it to the 20 for me, but not for the referee. Are they going to bring the chains out or not? They just kind of got him awkwardly standing in the middle. They are going to bring out the chains. I don't think there's much of a debate here that they're going to get it pretty easily. Let's see the official call. Yeah, that's not even close. I mean, that not one part of the football was inside the chain there. We could have saved some time there, guys.
Bro, shut up.
I mean, it's going to be 2 minutes left. I mean, expect Hanna, like I said earlier, expect Hanna, if they got one first down, I mean, they're going to go for the clock, and they're in a great position to just kill this half. I mean, however they want to.
So 2:07 on the clock, first down and 10 from the 19-yard line. Clock's now running. Warren under center. Mansell jumped but got back on before they snapped the ball because they have not snapped the ball yet.
Mauldin's kind of stacking the box here, so expect Hanna to send it out wide.
Warren got a pitch it for Johnson. Johnson gets to the inside but tackled by Lucas. He's in the gain about 7 on that one.
Like I said before the play, I mean, call me Tony Rono because I called that play right there. I mean, they stacked the box, pitched it out wide, and nobody was home. I mean, I didn't like what I saw there. I don't see how you could expect them to go with a dive on first down. I could definitely see a dive right here, just not on first down though.
1:20 now on the clock, 20 on the play clock. Ball spotted at the 28-yard line. Horn giving it to Hudson, I believe. Yep, Hudson goes up the middle, and he gets the first down and a couple extra
Number
yards.
6,
So
Jalen
5
Thompson on the carry for the Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, and I mean that's, I mean,
Brought down by number
usually
9,
when an offense is working like this, it's reason to worry. But I mean, that's just standard Hanna offense. You got to play defense against a team like Hanna. You got to be patient and just expect them to get plenty of first downs throughout the game.
Under 1 minute now. Horn gonna keep it, looking downfield. He's gonna have to step up and run, and he will keep maybe one on the play. The grid was on him.
Number 10.
Yeah, I mean, they
quarterback keeper.
had 2 receivers downfield. They had number 19,
Wilson.
or excuse me, number 16. Yeah.
No, excuse me. It was 18, Chase Burton.
Chase Burton. They had Chase Burton downfield, and they were looking for him, but
He had
Jaden Lucas had him on locks.
Hard to throw over to Lucas.
Mhm.
Most teams do not.
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten 1 target that I can remember so far this year, and even then it was just a throwaway, really.
So with 15 on the clock, I believe they'll take one more. On the outside is Johnson, Cam Johnson. He gets pushed out of bounds by
Number 8, Cameron Johnson on the carry for the Yellow Jackets.
Johnson gets the carry. Clock stops at 8:45 because he was out of bounds.
He was pushed out by Jaden Lucas.
Brought down by number 5, Jaden Lucas.
Jaden Lucas, they ended up going down on the TL Hanna sideline, and the fans weren't very good fans of it, but Lucas picked Cam Johnson right back up, and don't think there's any reason for a penalty right there.
So third down here, you'll think they go for one more play. Third down and about 4.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see. It looks like they're just going to kneel it here. Or not.
Nope, they're going to hand it off to Fumble! I believe they fall right back on the ball, though.
Still screaming for it.
Clock's out at 0.9, so maybe time for a Hail Mary fall.
And it's Mauldin's ball. So there is time for a Hail Mary.
Hail Mary? Or are they going to kneel?
There's no reason not to go with a Hail Mary. Look, if they get a 100-yard interception return for a touchdown,
we'll eat it.
We'll eat that. Just go for the Hail Mary. Try and tie this game, get all the momentum in the world going to half. I mean, the chances, I'm going to stop right there before I jinx it.
Yes, DJ Brown
by number 23, Nick Scott.
Nick Scott just adding to his game so far tonight with a fumble recovery.
I mean, I'm assuming Jeb can get his arm all the way to the end zone right here. Even if it's not that, I mean, I wouldn't mind a hook and ladder, but try and do something here. It's less than a second.
Timeout, Mauldin.
I think I can't tell, but I think Neesmith might be asking for a little bit more time here. I mean,
30.
The clock did look like it ran a little bit long. They're talking these guys up a lot to just kneel the ball. So hopefully we're going to be seeing the Hail Mary. You know how bad I want it. So somehow starting to come to a conclusion. Less than a second here. TL Hanna, less than a second here in the first half. TL Hanna up 7-zip. I mean, Coach Neesmith here. Do you, Andrew? If you're Coach Neesmith here, do you go for the Hail Mary?
Yes.
Yes. And it looks like he is. He's already got 2 receivers out wide, and George Ford and Sean Hall. So it looks like he is going to go for the Hail Mary. So let's hope. All we can do is hope here. I'd like to see Jamison Tucker on the side with 3, though. I don't really like leaving Jamison Tucker on his own.
All right, so Hall, Gallion, Ford, Tucker are the receivers. Scott is the back. They'll probably just leave him there to block. He is more of a blocking. 0.9 on the clock. Only time for 1 play. McBride a high snap. He's got to step up in the pocket. Looking deep. And it is that an interception? Wow! He's still bouncing around. And Mauldin has it, but I believe they called incomplete. I think that touched 8 players right there.
That's one of the best plays I've ever seen. And
But it ends up being
Jeb,
we'll
bigger
say
story.
incomplete,
Jeb,
but it really doesn't matter. That's the end of the first half. What were you saying, Ben?
bigger story is that Jeb had a hard time getting up after taking that hit. He took just an absolute massive shot to the abdomen there, and you best believe he felt that. So hopefully he'll be fine. Hopefully it's just going to be a little wear and tear, just be a little bit sore coming for the next half. He looks okay though. He's walking all right for right now. But I mean, a half and whole, I'm still pretty optimistic about this game. They gave up that touchdown from really just, one bad play. In reality, they've looked pretty good this half as a whole. This offense is starting to pick up some momentum. This defense is doing a pretty good job of stealing the edge and stopping the run. It's just going to come down to can Jeb put some points on the board before the end of this game.
And that's going to do it here for the first half. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back with the Gilder Search Group halftime report.
And firework by Katy Perry. The show features senior trumpet players Drew Gissel and Caleb Standridge, plus our award-winning pillar guard and percussionists.
I've been doing good. I've just been in the same.
Wait, don't we want to hit the band note?
Okay, guys, so we're going to do the really quick halftime report. Okay. Hey, look at the views, though. You first? Alright, on your road. 3, 2. Welcome back, guys, and this is the Burger Show Street halftime report. I'm here alongside Landon Myers. Landon, what are you thinking about the game so far?
So far, it's been a defensive battle. What I'm really worried about we need to get more big plays. We've had two but we haven't been able to produce big plays. We've been able to figure out we gotta be able to create more big plays so that we can come up with out of that. Because they are really good at something like reset back
Fans were experiencing technical difficulties and hope to have them resolved shortly. Thank you for your understanding.
Every bit, other than that one pass that's on Peter's side, was messed up by Jay.
Yeah, offensively, you can tell that a lot of the game plan coming in has been protecting the guys. And I think they've been doing a pretty good job. On some of those big plays, they protect each other too much in college. Some of those plays come back.